It's gonna be rolling credits.
Yeah.
Rolling credits.
All right, we're gonna start, guys. Ready? All
You're
right.
good.
Okay, try not to laugh.
Hello, everybody. This is Jake
Hey.
Arnold. We have special guests, Jamie and Jared Shoemaker, the one and only Jared Shoemaker is with us. So that's great. Mike, how you doing today?
Good, I'm doing great. I'm glad to have these two on.
Me too.
They were supposed to be on one of my other shows before and never came. So
I've been waiting
Yeah.
since '97, buddy.
I
Look at these
know.
lovebirds. Real quick. So this show is for educational and informational purposes only. Anything discussed in this show isn't necessary direct advice. Please consult with professionals for your own.
None of us are. You're not going to get $1 million from us. We're not teaching how to make $1 million. We're just listening to their story. And I'm not trying to raise any money. Are you, Jake?
No, not on the
No.
show.
So there we go. Yeah, I care less. I
Yeah.
can't wait to hear their story.
So Jamie and Jared are husband and wife team that have been buying real estate, and they both run their own businesses. So with that, how'd you guys meet? Bring us back to the beginning.
I don't remember
were
that
just
far
talking.
back. I'm too old.
What grade were you in?
Man, I was out of school. She was in.
Oh, were you? Don't tell me she was in
I had
kindergarten.
I had just graduated, and I met him actually through his brother.
Oh, wow.
Only 3 years apart, 4 years apart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds creepy.
How long? What age were you, Jared, and what age were you, Jamie? When you
I was
first met?
18,
21, 22,
22.
22.
Damn, awesome.
Yeah.
And you guys have
Okay,
been
so
married
let's.
for how long now? Since 14. All right, that's awesome. So you guys buy real estate together, and you've been doing that basically the whole time you've been married, right?
Pretty much. Yeah.
We bought our first one in.
09, and you got
Yep.
married in 14.
Yep.
So from even before then. So
Yeah. So we got together in 05.
yeah. So
Okay.
when you guys bought your first property, were you both, oh, I want to get into real estate, or was it you, Jared, or you, Jamie, that kind of, how did you get into real estate?
My father has a couple rentals, and he rents to anybody with a heartbeat and some money. So we've cleaned out a lot. We've had a lot of tenants you wouldn't want to have. And I always never wanted to do it, didn't want nothing to do with it. And then we had an opportunity in 09 after the foreclosures hit, and we bought one. It was on market, sat for a while. And we bought that because her parents watched our oldest child, like babysat, watched them when we were at work and stuff like that. So we figured we'd help them out because they rented at the time. And we figured we'd give them a nice place to live because where they lived, it rained inside when it rained outside.
So you rented it to them.
So we rented it to them, yes.
You said, hey, this is what you pay now. I could match this and I'll put you in this nice place.
It was pretty close.
Yeah, it was real close. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
we
I'm
went in-
upgrading you.
Yeah, we went in. Yeah, it didn't rain inside when we got
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
Jared, seeing your father's experience, that didn't scare you from getting into it?
Yeah, I didn't want nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But construction, it definitely helped because I do a lot of the work myself. So I'm able to get a better edge on that.
So you started construction probably because of your dad. You were fixing his rentals.
Some of it, yeah. I
Yeah.
went to, there's a Votech here in Bloom, and I went to tech for 9th, 10th, 11th, and 12th grade. So I took carpentry, learned a little bit in there, and then when I graduated, I got a job for a local contractor, and I worked for him for 19 years.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
And I've known you for a while.
and I'm old.
Yeah.
So bring us back to the first one. So you bought the first one to help somebody out, and
Yep.
now you have more than one. So what happened?
We kept buying. So the original, when I bought my first house in 19, there was no windows in the upstairs in the middle of winter. We went in, fixed her up, cashed out a little bit of money. I put some more money in that, fixed it up. And we kept doing that for a little while. And then I got it to where it was livable because I got the
So
girlfriend.
we got together.
And she wanted to
I
live in
did-
something
yeah.
nice, not like in a one bedroom room. She would like have a kitchen and a bathroom and everything. So we fixed it up and we cashed out enough to pay for that house in essentially cash. We bought that house outright because of the refinance of our personal residence. And then we fixed that one up, and that one was essentially free and clear. And then another opportunity up in 2011 to buy a double pack, not in flood zone, the flood zone. I bought it 2 weeks later. It got 7 inches of water on the first floor.
So that was your
Second,
Yeah.
what the hell am I doing? Yes. So we were
Yep.
originally working on upstairs because downstairs was trash. We were going to do a little bit of work. We ended up completely gutting it, fixed it all up, and that's rented now. And same thing with upstairs. And then we just kept using that first rental property as collateral for the new purchases we make. So the bank will put a lien on that property for the 20% down payment you need. We'll finance the rest. And then when we get the property fixed up, we refinance it and get the lien off of the first
Okay.
rental property. And then we just keep recycling the same money over
Because
again.
you're not going to sell that first rental property, it seems.
We don't plan on it now. It's a single
No.
family. We had it appraised. You guys talk numbers?
You
Yeah.
can if you want. Yeah.
So we had it appraised for 174. We paid 28.5 for it and had about 10 grand in rehab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would keep
Yeah.
using it too. It's like the bank.
So we cashed out. We did a refinance on that one, and we actually bought into a 42 unit
Just recently.
last year, December of last year, which was
And
actually
that's what a group of people, correct?
yep. There's 4 investors in that.
Oh, that's not a lot.
It's enough.
And how is that going?
It's going well.
What are you learning? Was it completely rented out when you took it over? Did you have to do any work? What was the deal with this place?
It was 50% or a little over vacant. It was student housing, and we converted it all over to residential. And
Oh,
then
so
we,
you're up by, that was by Bloomsburg, correct? That one?
yep, it's in Bloom. Not
And
far.
why did you take it out of student housing? You didn't think it was worth it or too much work? Because
So,
student housing it's all right.
not in Bloom. I think it's declining in Bloomsburg, and there's a lot of student housing around. So it was set up nice because they're all 2-bedroom, 1 bath, and they all have like common areas, but they're all separate. There's 4 units per building, and 1 building has 2 units.
Okay.
It's a good setup for student housing, but I think it's better residential. And students,
Yeah, it's
students
a
can
lot
be,
of less headache.
yes, students can be
Less turnover and
difficult sometimes. And insurance is
Yeah,
more.
so
You have to have
is it-
different insurance. It's expensive. You got turnover in the summertime, so you have to turn all the units in the summertime. Residential, you can do 1 at a time and not 42 units.
yeah, because that's what you have to do every summertime. I think they renovate the whole thing, so you got to go paint, clean up. But the
Is it-
parents are liable. Both my kids went to Bloomsburg and they rented up there, and I was liable for everything they did. They punch holes in the wall. I paid at the end of the year.
Is that
So
expensive?
I was like, yeah, they charged like a couple $100 a hole. I was like, yo, I'll bring my own guys up. My son was trying to fix it.
Yeah.
He's like, I'll fix it. I'll save us money. I go, you already showed them the holes. They inspected it, saw the holes. Now I got to pay.
Yep.
Well, they said, oh, we want a licensed contractor.
If you rent in Bloomsburg for student housing, you're not getting your security deposit back. Basically, that's not.
Yeah. No, you just try to
Hardcore.
stay there. I told my kids, just stay there for another semester because we're going to lose the money we put down.
So you guys went from buying a single property here and there and slowly growing your portfolio. And you started basically as soon as you could start. You were 21, right, Jared?
19. Bought my first
19.
house at 19. Yep.
19.
It was my
And
first
so-
house I lived in.
it started slow at first only because we ended up doing all the work in all the properties too. So we were doing it nights and weekends. And it started out that we were just doing it as like our retirement, not as a business,
Sure.
until
Yeah.
we got into it more and realized we want to do it a little bit more as business, not just retirement. So that's why it started a little slower.
So you
So you're-
both were working your regular job, and then any extra
Both.
time you got spent on that.
Yep, around the kids and trying to figure out ways. We were there. One of us was at a property usually every night and every weekend, or both of us, and take the kids.
Yeah, we still do that,
Yeah.
but now they're home. Sometimes
I know.
they're
I see the videos.
We have them we try to have them involved and teach them what we're doing and have them helping. And
Yeah, and they're probably saying the same thing you guys said, or at least Jared said. Oh, I ain't never doing this. I don't want no property.
No,
That's crazy.
no.
Dad and mom are crazy.
Yeah. The bad tenants will definitely put a sour taste in your mouth.
Yes. If
Yeah.
you don't vet them right and do the right thing, it's not.
And you can do everything right, and you can still, there can be some that slip
I've-
through the
Yeah, I've lost. Actually, I rented to an attorney.
Oh,
Yeah,
doctors.
Yeah, his credit was bad, and I'm thinking, but he's an attorney.
Yeah.
You know
He
what?
won't sue me.
It was horrible. I was glad he just left.
Jamie and Jared do their properties like really good too. So if the doorway is only 32 inches, they'll make it 36 inches so that you can get furniture through there and stuff like that. Like a lot of people don't do that, right? Like a lot of people, the 32-inch doorway.
No, they're
32
getting,
inch.
if they're getting rehab, they do.
Yeah.
I try to do
Yeah.
things to make it easier to get in and out because I'm the idiot that's got to take the appliances in and out. I've done a lot
Yeah.
of configuring just because a lot of the properties I buy are duplexes or there was one big house and they turned it into 3. and they have like really stupid layouts. So I've already removed walls, added bathrooms, and made it more functionable.
I want to try to keep storyline intact. So you bought that second rental, first one at
Yep.
19. You bought the second rental later on. You were burning on both ends, working nights and weekends on top of your regular job and taking care of kids. So you're like a new family as well, right? So after that one flooded, like what made you keep going? Jamie, what did you say?
We thought we would, after that, take a break. It was about a month, and we're like,
Yeah,
nope,
deal comes
fine.
up, right?
I'm
Yeah.
home more when I'm not working on something. She's like, we got to find something
Yep.
else to buy so we can get out of the house.
I think it was like a month, and then we were on to the next. Yeah.
So then we bought
Yeah,
a
that's
you
the
guys
addiction.
seen- You saw the value of it then. You saw
Yeah.
it early on.
Yeah, so originally, like she said, we were going to buy it for retirement. We're going to hold them for 30 years, and then when we retire, we can live off the cash flow. But the more we bought, and networking is fantastic. You meet a lot of people that just do real estate, and it's an awesome thing to get into. It's a great way to build wealth.
Yeah.
Networking.
And we're going to
yes.
talk about that later because you guys are both like heads of pretty big groups. So I want to talk about that later. What were you saying, Mike? Sorry.
No, keep going.
Oh, all right. So you bought that property, you bought the next property, you kept going even though it got bad.
Yep.
So where are you at now? Like how many properties do you have? What is your goal for your portfolio? How do you guys work together on that portfolio?
So currently, we're at 17 doors. One of them is a mobile home, and we got a vacant 4-unit. So I bought the 4-unit. It wasn't
But you
vacant.
also have the 42, right? Like the
Plus the
42.
I don't count that
Okay,
as.
so 17 is just you and your wife.
Yes.
Yep.
17 are ours.
Okay.
And then
Okay.
42
That'll
are
keep you busy.
But most people, would say they have what's 17 plus 42? That's 59. Most people would say I got 60 units. That's what most people would say.
I don't have that.
Yeah, a lot of people.
Hold on, we got kids.
It's okay. You can put them on if you need to.
Bring in Trip. Let's go,
Come here.
Trip.
It's not Trip. It's the
Tripp's had
youngest.
his first dance.
Come here.
Oh boy,
Yeah.
remember those
You gonna say
days? Yeah.
Say hi quick.
Hey,
Hi,
Mike and Jake.
Mike
Mike
and
and
Jake. I almost misspoke there.
I know what you're gonna say.
You gonna say hi? All right, I get lost.
How are you guys able to manage all this with kids and
It's
growing a
chaos.
family?
It's chaos all the time.
How many
24/7.
kids do you have, real quick?
4.
4 kids.
4. We were
It
gonna
looks
have
like
2.
more than.
We
It
were
looks
gonna
more
have
like
2. We were done
Yeah.
at 2. 2 was good, and then we got twins. We had 1 kid, and then we had twins, and the twins just chaos from there on out. That's what we see people
I
with
didn't
2
know-
kids are like, oh, it's so hard. No, it's easy.
No, it's not. Yeah.
It's easy. Like you have 2 hands,
Yeah.
you can grab both of them. You got the third one,
Yep.
you're us well.
Yep.
Yeah, I want to be like you guys. I want to have 5 kids. Are you
I
gonna have
would
any
cut-
more?
You keep telling me that, but you don't have none yet.
I'm getting there.
Yeah.
Getting there.
He's practicing. He's practicing.
He's probably been practicing for a while. Have one and then come back at us.
You need
All right.
2 at least, because the one gets a lot easier when you have the second one.
I feel like if you don't have at least 2.1 kids, you're not contributing to society and you're just a suck on society. So that's my personal view.
Well, I'm an overachiever.
Yeah, you gotta have at least 2.1. You guys are exceeding that. You're good.
So,
Yeah.
really quick on those properties, on the 17, do you have a property manager or you guys manage them?
Manage them all.
And then on the 42, do you guys have a team there?
Yep, a gentleman that we are partners with owns 50% of it, and he's the property management of it.
Okay. You
So
can say his name.
he
if you want.
manages the tenants. I manage the maintenance.
Okay. What did the other 2 guys do? You said there was 4, right?
That's money. Just
Oh, I like
relax,
those guys. too.
relax,
Yeah, yeah.
collect, and check.
That's nice too. It's all nice. It doesn't
we-
matter. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's a good
but-
situation for you guys.
I could do that if
We
I
can
wanted
just be
to,
the money too.
but I like to be involved. You get to see
Yeah,
the
you watch your
day-to-day
investment.
stuff.
You live there. You care about it.
Yeah, it's
You know,
close.
it's nice that the property management team is also partners in the ownership because they're going to
Mhm.
care a lot. Who's going in there?
Yep.
I see a lot of people get property managers that they just don't really care. I have a friend that's
Well-
dealing with it now. I told him to get a property manager. He hires a property manager out in South Carolina, and the property manager is doing a worse job than he did.
Yeah.
He still gets paid though.
Yeah, and now he's mad at me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you gotta make-
finding a good property manager is the hardest part, I think,
It's
in those
tough.
larger buildings.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
And now, did you have to renovate any of those 42, all of them, or they were pretty much
No,
okay?
a lot of them were pretty good.
Because they
Right.
really keep them like rent-a-cars, to be honest with you. Every year you have to.
Yeah, so a lot of college kids like to stick them stupid sticky lights up around the ceilings.
Oh,
And
yep,
then
my
pull, then you pull them all down, and then you got to
The tape.
spackle and paint.
Yep.
It's-
Yeah, I got charged for that. I
Good.
know. Every year they did it with the LED
Good.
lights on. I go, yo, stop doing that. It's costing your dad $200 from the spackle each room.
Oh, they're miserable. They are
Yeah, they
miserable.
are. They
I mean,
really
they go
stick
to-
on there.
Oh, yeah. I bought a pair for my kids' room here, and I can't get them to stick. They fall off.
So so when you bought that 42, did they still have contracts that you had to keep? Did they have a year, 2 year? Like you just can't throw them out, correct?
Somewhere in leases,
Yeah,
yes.
somewhere in leases. I think
Yeah.
they were only like a year though. They weren't very long. So when they moved
Okay.
out, we changed it into residential.
Right
There might-
away.
There might still be a couple students there, but not a lot.
Yeah. Are they good rents there or?
Yeah, I think they're average.
Yeah, for the area there.
I think they're good for the area.
What do you get? If you don't mind me asking, what do we get for a 2-bedroom in Bloomsburg?
I think they're getting 1,100 for them.
Yeah.
And does that include anything? Or no? If they pay all their own utilities, they pay everything.
I do the maintenance. I don't do the billing.
Yeah. Okay.
I
Well-
think Wi-Fi is included. Some of the stuff they get billed back for, if it's not.
Okay.
I think he bills back for water, and the garbage is included. There's dumpsters there on site.
Yeah.
People like to collect it for some odd reason.
Yeah. What's that? Electric heat up there?
But they are heat pumps. So
Okay.
they got central air in.
Oh, that's nice.
But the facility was built,
do you-
facility
go
was
ahead, what
built
were
in
you saying?
2011.
Newer construction.
So it's newer. It's not like some old dump that somebody fixed up. But 2011, we're coming up on, 15 years,
Yeah.
14 years.
That's okay. Now you're gonna have some repairs starting to come up. Maybe roof or
You got 11 roofs. But
wow.
yeah, it'll
Yeah.
be fun. Appliances are all
Yeah.
that age. We've been swapping out. They got stackable washer and dryers in each unit, and we've been converting a couple of them because they're about wore out.
So you're prepared.
I've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah. Since the 90s.
Yeah, late 90s.
So how have you guys worked together on this? Do you both just tackle individual things, or Jamie, do you handle the property management and Jared, you handle fixing stuff? How does that work?
Now, he usually deals with the tenants, and then I would do a lot of the back end stuff. I like the bills and stuff like that.
So he'll do the maintenance. Do you guys do a background check or
Yeah.
what do you look
Absolutely.
for? So if they have if you see they got evicted before, you're gonna take them?
No, 0 evictions. You need to be
But it's
surprised
from-
how many people I tell that to and still show up and be like, "Oh, I was evicted, but I figured I'd tell you this big long story, and maybe I could see
Yes.
hard." No. Did you pay back your old debt? No. Did you talk to your landlord to make some kind of payment plans? No. I don't want nothing to do with you.
I still don't want them.
So I had a lady meet me properly. She come over. She was real nice. She spoke real like she'd be a good tenant. She said, "Listen, I got 2 evictions." I'm like, "I can't. I told you." I said, "No." Then she gave me the song and dance like everybody does. And then I said, "Listen, this is what you need to do." I said, "Call your landlord. It's not my debt." I said, "It is your debt. You're on a lease. It's your debt. Whether it's you and your other half or you and your boyfriend, you're both on the lease. You're both entitled to it." I said, "Listen, call your landlord, your old landlord, and pay the debt back." If I could call somebody and said, "Hey, this person was evicted. Did they pay their debt?" "Oh yeah, they made a payment plan. They paid everything back." That would be some reassurances, and maybe I
Sure.
would take that, but not just poof, gone.
Yeah.
They can
And
do-
tell
they
you
can
they'll
do it
pay
to
you,
me.
I'll pay you 3 months in advance too. No,
I
because
don't
then
do
after
that.
3 months, I'm not getting paid. And then
Sometimes
I'm giving them
evictions
cash
choose
to
move
leave.
in. Yeah.
We're giving them cash to leave. They'll get the 3,000 back.
There was a lot of that during
Are you guys doing any fix and flips?
I did a flip last year. Took me about a year and 2 months to finish it though. It was big. It was 2,300 square foot. It was big.
I
ended up-
remember. Yes.
We ended up putting a new bathroom. We added a bathroom. We rehabbed probably 95% of it. New furnace.
So you don't want to
It
do it
was a-
anymore, or
It was a learning experience.
It's big. Yeah. So my thing is, I'm always looking for people to help, but then when the times to come, I always do it myself.
That was one of the learning curves. Is we definitely need to hire or do it as a job more, not nights and weekends for that.
you just got to bang it out?
Yeah.
Jake is so fast. Jake just did one in 30 days.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think my 3D tour is what sold it for him, but yes, it was.
Oh yeah, it was a complete gut. Needed all plumbing, electrical, everything in 30 days. It sold.
You added
well,
a bedroom. You did a great job. It
added
was
bedroom.
really
Yeah.
nice. But if you sell a house faster than 30 days, you can't get an FHA loan.
So if you're a seller and you've only owned the property for 60 days, it has to be at least 90 days or 180 days to be able to sell it to an FHA or a VA buyer. That's a way to keep the values from going up too much, I guess. If you buy it for 100% less than what your sale price is, you have to get 2 appraisals and stuff to use an FHA or VA for on the buyer end anyway. So it limits your buyer pool when you move really fast. So it's good to probably stagger them a little bit if you can.
You know, that's why I moved really slow. That was my thinking.
Yeah, that
Me,
makes
me
sense.
too. I was thinking this. I never, and I'm pretty quick.
Yeah.
But
So
That-
how are you guys finding your deals? How did you find them?
Everything we bought other than the 42 unit and the flip we bought was on market.
On market, on the MLS, like on Zillow, or
Yep, just on market on the MLS.
so what was your method for, are you just checking Zillow every day when you wake up and before you go to bed? What are you doing to find deals on?
I'm on it. I'm on it quite a bit, but we haven't bought another than that 4 unit we bought that we have vacant. That was listed too. And I just reached out. I actually reached out to the seller. I was out of town at the time, so I reached out to the seller directly and I negotiated with him. And then when he had somebody in his office that got me to the property, we walked through it, and then he drew it up when he got back off vacation.
sometimes it's that easy. Sometimes.
I cut out the middleman because I'd rather talk to the owner. I love realtors. They're great. I guess they're needed. But in negotiations, rather than me talk to my realtor, that realtor talks to the seller realtor, and then it just takes too long.
Yeah, and the story changes too.
And
Yeah, like
but how are you able to talk directly to the seller? Like, how are you bypassing the agent? Facebook friends.
Yep.
So you're finding them on Facebook?
Yeah, you can.
He's creeping them down. Hey, let me be a friend. I want to buy your house.
I know a lot of people, so I use it to my advantage. I just reached out and said, "Hey, I see you're selling this piece of property. Would you take this for it?" And it was like, "No, I need to get at least this. So how can you do this?" And we even negotiated some seller assist to help on
Oh,
the
that's
closing.
nice. Yeah. Hey, if you don't ask, you'll never know.
It's always no if you don't ask.
Just ask. Who cares? Okay. But then it gets put in their head, and then maybe they'll change their mind.
I've never heard that method, like where you find something on Zillow and then you bypass the agent and talk directly to the seller. You find them on
Well-
Facebook. That's
well,
a very
there's-
creative method. To feel.
Realtor's still going to get paid, correct?
If I was the seller, I don't know that I would like it so much. If I had like a bunch of people messaging me about it, because that's what you hire the realtor for. But
That's why I hired a realtor.
it was on the market for a while, and it just cuts out the middleman. Like I know what he says, and I know what I say. Everything's right in Messenger, so I know what we're talking about. And I told my realtor, and everything was fine. There was a problem with the seller assist. The numbers were different, but the seller assist isn't counted in the percentage, and he was thinking it was. So he messaged me, "Hey, the numbers aren't right." I said, "Yeah, they are because of this." He goes, "All right," and then everything went fine. It was an easy
Yeah.
transaction once we got the numbers pounded up. I still
Yeah.
overpaid for it.
But it worked out. I don't mind overpaying if it's going to work out.
It'll be good when it's done.
This is the 4 unit. You have any of them rented out now? No.
Not one of them. They're all in various stages of rehab.
So,
So
go
why
ahead.
don't you get other people to help you? What's been your biggest problem?
People tell me they can do things and can't.
Do you have a team, or you do
I mean-
everything yourself, or you sub everything out?
No, I usually do everything myself. Me and another guy.
That's why you're
Slow.
We did hire a couple of people to do some stuff in there finally.
Yeah, I got a guy that has some rental properties and he's self-employed. So when he has some time on his hands, he'll go there and work on it for me.
That's good.
So
Yeah.
he insulated, drywalled, spackled. Yeah. So
All that stuff is time
hate-
consuming.
it is.
Yeah.
It is time
I hate
consuming.
painting. I hate drywall,
I like drywall.
sanding, spackle. I don't
Mhm.
like any of that.
I have more spackle on the ground than I do on the walls.
Yeah, it's not good.
I got a good guy for spackling, except this guy hung the drywall and spackled all at the same time.
So
You must have said something. We're going to rewind this later.
yeah, we're gonna rewind and put it in slow.
Erase. Never hit me.
You get rambling on about every
Oh,
single little project.
Sorry.
It's good to know that I think a lot of people miss the details. When people hear something, they miss, okay, but how do I actually do that? And what does that look like? So I think the details are good.
I think
But you're
it's good
both-
that people get involved in a project a little bit at least to know the extent of what goes into it. Even like their first one. So if you get into real estate and you get paying people and you wonder, why does this cost this much? Or why is it taking this long? I think being involved on a project to realize like what goes into it. Now, not saying that you should do every project and do it all, but being a little more involved, I think, is a good thing sometimes.
Yes, I did something recently, and it was like 300, just about roughly 300 sheets of drywall. And 3 days later, I came there and I'm like, "Yo, dude, you're not done?" He's not done. I was like, "Yo, we have to hurry." My partner's like, "Mike, calm down. I told you 2 weeks." And even 2 weeks at 300 sheets, it's gonna be pushing it. You know,
How many
and
guys do you have?
it was just two
They hustle.
two guys, and they lived there. They lived
Yeah.
there.
Listen,
You
they
know, my
probably
son-
get paid by sheet.
Yes, they do. They get paid
So
very
fat-
well.
The more they hang, the more they get paid. On to
So,
the next one.
and they get paid well because I need it done right. I'm not paying a guy $20 a sheet, so they're getting paid good.
I think you have to be in there. You have to be a part of it. Like you have to either be a project manager or you have somebody that is trained to be your project manager or something. But there's no way to manage a project. You can't just give someone a deposit and expect them to finish everything and keep paying them. That's never going to work. Yeah, I think you definitely have to be a part of it no matter what. But so right now you're doing all the work yourself and you're looking to get rid of some of those roles, maybe hire some of those, like the paint probably, and like spackle would be good. Oh yeah, that's the new painter. That's right.
But
Yeah.
the kids are
Yeah.
getting older. They
are.
could paint.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I could start teaching the oldest probably how to
Yeah.
paint.
So I'll
Yeah.
give you $10 a room.
He paints basements and floors.
Yeah, that's another
It's
reason to have a lot of kids right there. Damn.
Yeah.
That's not a reason to have a lot of kids. If you're gonna do it for that reason,
So
People
No.
back in the day that had like farmers, like my great grandfather was a farmer and he had 17 kids because they would work the farm.
you're not gonna do that today. I don't think it would be productive
no,
or cost effective. Yes,
it will not be.
No.
not unless you lived on a farm and didn't let them outside of it.
Yeah, there's people like that.
Go back to episode 3, everybody. Episode 2. Yeah.
I
I'm
watched.
ashamed.
That was a good one. Yeah.
He's a good
So-
story.
How you mentioned networking at the beginning, how important networking is. Jared, you're one of the admins for one of the largest groups in Pennsylvania on Facebook. And then Jamie, I think you have a leadership role in an all girls real estate group. Starting with you, Jamie, can you tell us more about your networking groups and what you have going on there?
So I had done some meetups, local meetups for women, and I was having a good turnout, trying to help empower women to get out more, not just to be just women, just to get women to be able to feel comfortable to come out, feel a little more empowered, and then get more out into the community or to be able to go to regular networking. And then I had some women from down towards Lancaster area that were coming up and helping support from the women's group down there. They were super supportive too. And
Are you
yeah.
still part of that? No, because I saw you over the last year or so on Facebook all the time with these women, and you're doing a lot.
So I would go down to and try to help support them, and they would come up and support me. So just staying in communication and help network and build.
Yeah.
With everything we do in the kids, and the kids take a lot of time up.
Yeah.
After school activities, homework is. I hate homework. Like we have iPads.
Yeah.
It's
I hate homework
miserable.
too.
Yeah.
I started
like,
realizing how stupid having a problem with doing 5th grade homework.
I graduated. I don't need to do homework again, and I'm
Yeah.
not doing homework at night.
Yeah.
Thank God for Chat GPT. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I didn't have Chat GPT when my kids were in school. It was crazy. I just sit there and I'm like, yo, I graduated college and I don't understand what this lady wants this 3rd grader to do.
Yeah.
It's
And
all-
our kids, they try to be honest too, and they're like, but the teacher says we can't do this.
Yeah.
we got to
We're
cheat
not
to
allowed
get
to-
doing it.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah.
So
And
they
you're
burn
gonna
up.
fail.
So they burn up a lot of time. No, we don't need
Yeah.
I don't need a kid failing. Like as soon as they graduate, they can get out.
They'll be living in your house.
And we're gonna buy them houses just to get rid of them.
Yeah, that's what I saw too. But
They're still in the house.
yeah, I'm buying them tiny homes. I'll put a bunch of tiny homes in my backyard.
Yeah. They're still gonna be paying for them though. You got to put them on the neighbor's ground.
Ah,
Yeah. See?
thinking about that.
Then the
I'll learn
neighbor can
something.
deal with them. Like, hey, I'll build these. You deal with all the problems that come with them.
But back to that, your network now, Jared. That's
Yes.
a pretty big. You meet every 3rd or 4th.
Third.
Perkins.
Yep.
Up at
Perkins and Buckhorn.
now that's been going on for how many years?
4, 5.
What?
4 or
So
5.
before COVID?
It started around
Ish.
COVID. Yeah.
Ish.
But like right after, I think it was right after COVID.
Yeah, it was right around COVID.
And that's
With
I met
Kevin.
you.
We love
Yes. Kevin's great. Kevin just thanked me for something. He just complimented me on Facebook about something.
Yep.
Oh, the 3D tour I did for Josh Sheets.
Yep.
Kevin's great. The whole group is great. And I met you actually first. You came to my meetup. That's where I met you, right?
Probably.
You came to Mountaintop, and the same with Jake also.
Yep.
So I believe in networking. Network has been great for me. I met all of you guys. I've met everyone that I do business with on Facebook and in my meetup groups. So I like them.
I remember the first time I went to Jared's meetup group. I saw Jared. I'm like, oh man, I almost left, but I stayed.
I walked in there. I'm like, I'm not eating eggs. It's 6 o'clock at night. What's going on here? And then they're like, all right, stand up and say who you are. Oh, no. And then everybody was great. So I like going to that one.
Yeah, it's no pressure. It's just networking. There's
Zero
sometimes
pressure.
we have some speakers that come in and talk, but we don't
Yep.
sell nothing. Nobody's looking for a handout or any money. We just talk and see if we can help each other out.
And a lot of deals have come out of your group as well, right? That's how you bought the 42 unit.
So I never realized how much. So people post in the PA group deals and stuff like that, but there's people that watch it but don't comment or anything on it. And I've talked to a couple of people like, hey, we bought a couple deals through your page, and I'm like, oh really? I was like, you don't ever comment. He's like, yeah, but we watch it. Like,
Yeah, isn't that cool?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I never would have thought if you weren't active in it, you wouldn't watch it. But there's people that watch it and buy properties and don't comment nothing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And they just message the person like you messaged the owner of that house.
It's different if it's, hey, I'm selling this house, or hey, I got something listed on the.
I watch other groups and I message people. I don't post anything except my events coming up or something, but
Yeah.
I'll message people directly if I see something I'm interested in, or hey, what's going on with that? I don't like putting my name on there because then people are like, yo, Mike's trying to buy it. DM me too. You know what I mean? I just message that person right away.
Yeah. They don't buy from him. He's shady.
Yeah. I don't want people to see my name. Oh, don't deal with that guy.
Yeah.
He's not a cash buyer.
Yeah. It's all right. It's good. You'll be okay.
No, but your group is great. Your meetup is great. I have to get it back up there though. I have not been around. Sorry.
It's all right.
But I haven't seen you at mine either.
It's next week.
Yours.
Kids, man. Kids are, I'm telling you.
I know. I used to say that too. Meanwhile,
Kids
you're not
kill
doing
your
anything with
social
them.
life.
They
I
ain't
can tell
doing
you that
nothing.
right now.
You don't have to
You know,
tell me. I've been there.
You know who your friends? I'm telling Jake. You know who your friends are? People with other kids.
Yes.
Sometimes.
Yes. But it's okay. You try to keep everybody.
Yeah, it is. It gets difficult though.
I'm going for 15, so
Done. Do it. Mark
I'll have
now.
a nanny.
Go ahead.
I'll have a nanny.
Friday, March 14th at 7:04. Jake Arnold's having 15 kids.
No, write it down.
Warn his girlfriend right now. House is back. She's gone.
She's over in the
I
corner.
can see her now. No, baby. No.
One.
One. I'm being nice.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But I think
right.
we gotta have a lot of kids.
So what is your plans for the future? Do you want more rentals for you and your wife? Do you want a joint venture with somebody else and another big 42 units? And actually, what is your game plan with that 42 units? Because it's a group of investors. Do you guys have it's a short-term thing, or are you looking long-term? Or you don't really know.
Our initial investment, we cashed out probably about 12 months later and got all our money plus some back. So I'm in it free and clear now. So I don't care what happens to it.
Good for you. Oh, so you got a good deal.
It was a good deal. Yeah.
Awesome. Damn.
Bought it at the right price, and everything. I think everything worked out correctly.
And it's cash flowing even after you cashed out?
Yep. Still cash flow the same.
Wow. Good for you.
Yeah, it was 20%. I think it was 20% seller carry. So we refied out, paid him off, and then I think we got a lower interest rate.
Yep.
And the term would be longer.
And that was probably when the rates were high too, right?
That's when we bought. Yeah, they were a little higher.
They were higher.
Yeah.
I think we're only 66% leverage.
Yeah.
On the property.
Oh, that's even better. So you got room if the market changes with rents and stuff like that too.
Yep.
And you used who is the mortgage guy?
Taylor Farr.
Yes, Taylor. That's it.
From Journey Bank.
Yep. Give him a shout out. I see him do a lot of stuff out there.
Yeah. And John King with Expert PM. He's the management company.
Yep. I love The Office.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah.
Contractor did a banging job.
Oh, you're the one that did the work? Why don't you work on parking?
I can't. You'd have to demo the buildings around
That's
it.
the worst place to park.
I hate parking in that town at all. They
Yeah.
charge you to park there, a convenience tax to use their app.
It's a
First
nice
floor.
town. My kids went to school there. They both graduated, but
Terrible.
I remember
Different
that.
zones, one ways, and can't park here or this day. It's terrible.
It is what it is. It's still a nice place, nice building.
That's why I don't live in town.
I want to double click on the seller finance piece real quick of that 42 unit that you guys
Oof.
talked about. Just for the people listening at home, you can get those negotiations where somebody's carrying even just a portion of it, and it
Mhm.
really helps you stabilize that building, whether
Yep.
it's you have to bring less money down now or whatever. And with the interest rates being higher, that becomes more appealing to the investor that would be holding the note for you. So in times like today, when interest rates are a little bit higher, that seller finance thing could really benefit you.
That could help you with getting the bank loan.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah,
what was it?
we probably would have had to double our down payment if
Yeah.
it wasn't for seller carry.
And
Yeah.
was it the plan that he was only going to carry for 12 months, or what was the
I think it was 3 years.
Yeah.
3 years? Did you
Yeah, I think
amortize it for 20 years, or it was just he divided by?
I do the maintenance. I signed where they told me to sign, and I was hoping
Man,
I'd get a check.
They got you pretty good. Yo, don't say nothing. Just say the maintenance guy. That's what I say when I go to my rental properties. I pull up in a
Yeah.
Mercedes. I'm mowing the lawn. I go, yo, I'm just a landscaper. No, you're not.
The owner
I'm a
let me
landscaper.
borrow his car.
Yes, he's very nice,
Yes.
and rents are going up.
Yeah. Never collect rent in a Mercedes. That's a pro tip.
No, I learned.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about that. I drive old garbage.
Yeah, me
I
too.
drive a truck too. Just got the transmission fixed, so I'm with you.
Yeah, mine's getting inspected. It's going to cost me $1,000 to get it back now. If I didn't put my kids in it, I probably would. But
Yeah. So what's your plan now? So you want to buy more rental properties, or where we going now?
well,
Or you're good?
we gotta
Everything's
get-
cash flowing.
we got to get
Let
the
me
40
enjoy
unit done, and then I got some other units that need some attention. We bought one. It's probably been 6-7 years now.
Yeah.
We bought some inherited tenants, and I'd like to get in there and do some work in them properties and get them up to snuff. If they're lower rents, I could probably almost double their rents.
So that's like what you're going to do in the next year.
So just
Probably next 3.
Update all these places, get more
I
rent.
gotta get the 4 unit done. So
the goal is to get that done.
yeah,
soon,
my
'cause
short-term
then
goal
later-
is get the 4 unit done.
and then do that. And then I'd like to add to the portfolio more, and then buying into another larger deal like a syndication, hopefully in the future also.
Okay, so you're looking into syndication.
See
now.
where they maybe were
Or partner
where
with somebody. I talked to Josh a little bit about new builds.
Hey, you did a good job.
He said I walked it. I was impressed.
I kept laughing. I go, I can't believe you guys made this.
Why? What's
Yeah.
wrong with it?
No, it's nice. I was just because he's just so laid back. Yeah, come check it out, Mike. I said I'll be right up. Now I've seen a lot of guests there. I seen you guys have been there. Jake has been there,
I
right?
haven't been there.
Oh, you
No.
haven't been there?
Mm.
Johan and Peter were there. I was there. Brian McCradle was there. Every time there's like someone always going there.
Brian's the
And,
realtor, I think, isn't he?
Yes, he's gonna be his
Yeah.
realtor. And I was gonna build in there also, but I want to see if he gets what he gets. I think he'll get what he's asking.
Yeah, nice house. It's all new. That's what the housing market around us. I just looked before we got on. There was one here. It needs completely everything. It's 140 grand. Out of their mind. Needs gutted, rehab. It's a single
they're
family.
nuts.
They're out of their mind. It's crazy.
And then you look at the ARV, and I got to put another 100,000 of work in, and it's worth
Yeah.
under the ARV.
So I think
Yeah.
new builds, if you could build them for the right price, I think you'd be able to make some money and sell them quick.
I have no problem with it.
Big monstrosities, though. I think you want to stay.
No,
know,
I'm
like
looking to do affordable housing also. I'm looking in that 250 to 350, which I know that doesn't sound affordable, but it is.
yeah
It's-
in the market
that's
now
average.
for new.
Yeah, do a nice ranch.
Yeah,
Garage.
single floor because you gotta. I think you want to accommodate to the older generation
Yep.
because there's a lot of the stuff around here is old. It's old garbage.
It's 2
Everything.
stories. The master bedroom's upstairs, the bathroom's downstairs by the kitchen.
It's not good for elderly or anybody with any kind of
No.
handicap. So if you could build something that would accommodate that kind of people, you double your buyer pool.
Yep.
Especially
Well,
if they're going to sell something and buy into yours. Our neighbors did that. They're building over in Mifflinville, but that's why they moved, was for convenience.
Yeah. There's a lot of land out there. It's easy to build.
You can get through the bullshit of the township.
It's not that hard. You know,
No.
you'll learn. Josh is learning, but yes, you could. It's not as bad.
I've talked to him about it a couple times.
Yes. I don't want to say nothing bad about that town.
No, you just got to learn how they work.
Yeah, that's what I told him. I said, dude, how old are you? 24, 25. I go, calm down. You got to pay your dues.
You got to
You
know
know?
who to be nice to. You got to know what they
Be
want.
nice to everybody. If you're not nice to any of those people in there, it could ruin you.
You're done.
You know,
You're done. Yeah. It's everywhere. You got to know who to play ball with.
And I told him, I said, see the work you do, right? And you're on your second, third house. They start laying back. Hey, Josh, yeah, go ahead and start it.
Yeah.
I know what your foundation. I know everything, and they leave you alone.
Yeah, if they know you're not cutting corners, and you're better to ask what you need to do rather than do it and then have to change it.
Always ask first. That's my advice.
Yeah.
Since I've been flipping, I'll go and ask the inspector, hey, what do you want me to do here? Because sometimes I think I got to do something. He's like, no, you can leave that.
It changes by township.
Yeah, it does
Depends
change.
Depends who the inspector is. Some inspectors wants one thing. It all reads the same.
Yep.
There's different code books. They take different years of the code books. So whatever one they adopt, they're all different.
Yeah. In Scranton, they made me take down the drywall
Why?
because he told me to wait before we put up the drywall. We put up half. The electric runs on this side. Yeah, I want us to make sure the wire doesn't come through there. Take it down. Wow. My
Yep.
fault. Now I listen. I don't play that game no more.
Gets expensive. Got to pay twice.
Yeah, that was dumb. But
Yeah.
whatever. I just took it down. I ripped
Yeah.
it down right there in front of him. And he goes, I'll come back next week to check it. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah. Lesson learned.
Yeah.
You
gotta
got any
play
more
nice.
questions?
Yeah, I do. How have you guys maintained like a good working relationship? Because I know some couples struggle to either the wife isn't on board or the husband isn't on board. I've heard both scenarios where one person hates real estate, the other one likes it. How have you both stayed together on this?
So I think that I wouldn't have started real estate if it wasn't for him buying and then getting into it more involved. I started to like it more and get into it. And I think communication is definitely huge. You got to communicate, but he has his part and I do my part. We communicate together and then we just
Make it work. We have a common goal. So the goal is to help it when we retire to help it fund our lifestyle later in life. And we don't want to be old and miserable. So we'd like to not be around here. We'd like to travel. And I think it's going to be a stepping stone to that point in our life.
So what is your goal? Is it to pay off all of the properties that you currently have and just live off that cash flow, or?
It would be nice. Like I said, we refinance them because we usually buy them and fix them up and then refinance out of them and get our money back. So they're all pretty, not leveraged 100%, but a lot of them were in the beginning, but we've owned a couple for a while now. They're getting paid down.
And that's
free money.
When you borrow money from the bank, that's tax
Oh,
free.
yes. I don't borrow it to live off of it. I borrow it to put it back in
Okay.
there. Yeah, the refinance money is tax free.
Wait,
Yes.
so you don't cash out, refinance, and buy a Ferrari? You don't buy
No,
a nice new whip? Huh.
No, we really haven't cashed out, refied, and bought anything. We just live off our monthly income or income from our working, and we just let the properties ride. We don't spend a lot. I don't have boats and motorcycles
we
and
try to keep
new
our
cars. We got 4 kids. You ever fed
Yeah.
4 kids?
You know what? Feed 3 adult kids. How about that?
As soon as they turn 18,
I
you'd be like,
know it is my fault. I don't care.
Yeah.
I love my kids. They
Um,
keep me safe.
So it's more cash flow too, like trying to figure out, I think, how to do more flips also would be another thing for more cash flow.
Generate more income.
Yeah.
It'll get more cash quicker.
Yep.
But you can't take 12 months to do a flip.
You
You
know,
would have to
learning
put a team.
yeah.
So that's something that we definitely have to figure out both.
And now you do construction also on the side for if someone called and said, hey, I need a bathroom
It's
remodeled.
not,
and-
I don't have a W-2 anymore. So the side work is now my work.
Started your own business.
Yeah, about 2 years ago. I would probably
Yes,
still be there if it wasn't for the real estate, but I had that flip going on and I couldn't do the flip, the kids, and everything all at once. So I cut back on the hours and then I put it all together because I couldn't do it. It's too stressful.
And you had enough cash flow coming in, obviously, from the rentals, no?
Not really. One of the investors that comes to the meetup, Jason, he's like, how much do you make in a week? So this much. He gives me a check. He goes, in 2 weeks, put your notice in. He goes, and I got a job for you to start. So he's actually the one that gave me the push.
You got to take the push. What's
Yeah.
scary?
I didn't think I'd be, not that I didn't think I'd be busy because it doesn't take a lot to be busy, but I didn't know if I'd have the resources to be busy enough to keep me working. but I
You just
haven't-
post on your group and you'll be working for
I haven't
all the
slept.
time.
We started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only thing I did do is I don't work a lot of nights and I don't work a lot of weekends anymore.
Yeah.
That's more family than I do,
Yeah.
which doesn't
So your
help. me
kids play
get
travel
free-
soccer? No?
Used to, not somewhere. Now he's in school ball.
Oh, yeah? Oh, good.
I got my daughter and she's in cheer and they just got nationals.
Oh, my.
They're going to Ohio.
Yeah, that's nothing. Wait to go to Walt Disney and they go everywhere. It's just, we're going to Disney. Oh, no, you're not.
No, they left you out of that.
Yeah.
My kids have been to Disney about 10 times. I've never been.
No.
They went for soccer and I think a field hockey, a whole bunch of stuff. They do everything there.
Yeah.
For you. Yeah, of course.
So you
Yeah.
both you quit your jobs. Jared, you quit yours 2 years ago.
She
and-
actually got laid off, fired. She got fired.
I was working in the nursing home and they shut down. So that was kind
Okay.
of like my last push to get out of, I guess, that environment.
That's a
And-
horrible environment anyway.
It is
She loved it.
it is very stressful, but I like helping people. So
Yeah.
one thing I like to do is I like to help people.
Help investors. Teach
I
them.
mean, yeah. So in anything I do, I always try to, that's one big thing for me.
But you
and
guys are a
now-
great couple. So
Now you have your own paint company and cleaning company, right?
So I do painting and cleaning. So I started that, yes. And I've been very busy.
Yeah.
how do you like the painting?
I love to paint.
Yeah.
Now I don't do that just 40 hours a week, 5 days a week. So it may change if I were to do that, but I like the mix up of the both. And I'm hoping as I keep building my network, because I keep networking, keep new people need. So I reach out or people are just keep putting my name out there and I get calls from new investors. So most of my work is for investors. I haven't really worked and done stuff for homeowners. But
Yeah, I'd
just
rather
get
work.
out
I'd-
there. So just doing that has helped, I think, building networking too with new investors in the area.
You're gonna be the first one on the ground when someone wants to sell too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's been great for networking and I'm hoping to build a business to where like I can hire somebody so I'm not doing that all the time and do more on the real estate side.
Yeah. So both your goals, it sounds, are to short term to get more help so that you don't have to do everything yourself.
Yeah.
And finding that help is the hardest part.
Yes.
So have you made any plans like how you might find that help? Have you tried anything so far? Facebook posts? Yeah.
It helps when he has 20,000 members or whatever.
He
It
He
is.
says he
Actually,
has zero.
I don't think I posted in that group. I've had a couple
No?
people reach out to me, but I can usually tell when people are shady, and I don't like shady because I'm in a lot of people's houses.
Yeah.
I work for a lot of investors, but I'm in tenants' places, so I treat them like they're normal people, but they're tenants. I can't be in people's houses making a mess and worry about the guy I hired who's going to steal the money out of the refrigerator that they have. You
Yeah,
know, I
name
gotta
is
be-
on it. So it doesn't matter if Bobby steals, we're still coming after Jared.
Yeah, Jared's still in trouble. Jared's got to
Yep.
deal with all the aftermath. So a lot of people tell me they know what they're doing and don't have a clue. A lot of the things that I take for granted, like this is easy, but I've been doing it for so long. You know what I mean? I've been doing
Yeah.
it for 20 years. So it comes easy and I think it's easy, but to explain that to somebody and then watch them muddle through it, it's easier if I just do it myself. And that's on me. I get that. But if I found a good guy that's willing to learn, what I would like to do is find somebody that would be to want to get into real estate and construction, because then I can teach them both worlds. But we get into everything. We get into cleaning toilets, painting, roof repairs, a little bit of HVAC repairs. We get into electrical. We do everything. When you're in maintenance, you get a little bit of everything. So you're going to
Yeah.
learn a lot. It's just what day you're doing what, because it changes by the day.
Are you hiring right now?
I'd hire somebody if I could find somebody.
How do they get a hold of you if they're interested in working
You'll
with
just find me on Facebook.
Jared Shoemaker on Facebook? And Jamie, how do they get a hold of you if they're looking to work with you?
I'm on Facebook also.
Jamie
Jamie
Shoemaker?
Shoemaker.
I think her name is Jared's wife.
I don't know since you were deleted. I don't know if it has us as married anymore.
That's right. He was.
Oh, don't rub that in. I got
That
half
hurt,
the
huh?
followers as I used to. It's no fun.
Yeah, when you got banned, I actually made a profile, a Jared Shoemaker profile
Did you?
with your picture. And I was gonna pretend to be you.
in remembrance of. That's so
No,
nice
I
of
was
you.
just gonna shit post and just pretend to be you.
People would believe you.
Oh, it would have been great. I would have made it
Yeah.
like really close to what you would have actually said.
You
Oh,
should have it now and post on his stuff and then confuse them.
When he got reactivated, that one got taken out. They knew.
That's a good time.
So you
Yeah, but
guys
like
are
Bloomsburg area, half-hour radius of Bloomsburg is my service area anyway. I don't travel further than Danville or Chick-Shinny.
Don't work weekends.
Most of I'll let somebody else work weekends if they want to.
Yeah, you
I
do
don't-
emergency calls.
Emergency, yeah, something. If I got water coming downstairs, but I'm not going to change the light bulb on Sunday. I
Yeah.
will unlock a door though if somebody calls and says, "Hey, I can't get in."
So you both are basically, you're probably millionaires. I don't know your financial situation, but you've consistently
That's
bought
why I
property.
drive a 06 Chevy.
That's
Yeah, but
that's how you
you're
make your though. You can't buy fancy things.
yeah, but so I think you even just consistently plugging along and buying a property every year or when you can, you got to this point, and I think it's really inspiring for a lot of people that don't want to just jump full time into it, but they can still create a better life for themselves and prepare for their retirement with just working nights and weekends. Do you have a suggestion on how somebody should get started?
Go to
Network.
meetups. Go to meetups. Talk to people. Tell them what you want to do, what you're looking to do, or how to get into it, or suggestions, or anything. You start talking to people because that would have helped a lot when I first started.
And just jumping into it, learn and do some networking, but just do it.
You can
Because
put-
if you keep waiting, you're not going to do it because there's not really a perfect time. So
Never.
Just-
That's,
no.
that's the
Just-
hardest problem. Do it.
so just do it and you'll figure it out. When a problem arises, which there most likely will be, you'll figure it out.
That's why you network, because then you'll have
Everything's
people you can
doable,
reach out to figure out what to do. You got a tenant up, you can reach out to somebody, they'll tell you the steps you need to do. You got a water leak, you reach out to your network, you help the people, this stuff to do. And if you don't
Especially
have
your
any-
network. Your network, you can put any question, someone's going to answer.
Hopefully, and if somebody's in the area, like if there was somebody around here that was a new investor that needed help with something, I'd go help them out or show them what to do. Jake knows,
Yeah.
I just met with Jake's partner.
Yeah, no,
No.
he's not my partner, but
No,
Thomas,
yeah, I met with Thomas the other day. I walked him through some stuff he should do at his house. 'Cause he just bought one.
yeah,
So
he
just
just bought
network.
a seller finance duplex.
Yeah.
he bought a duplex?
Yeah, so one of our programs, when you work at House Buying Solutions, we don't have a 401k, but we do have opportunities to buy rental properties for retirement. And Thomas, after a year working with me, was able to find a 2% interest seller finance deal, and he's currently renovating that. I think, Jared, are you doing any of that work, or?
I'm not. I just gave him some pointers on what to do and how to make what he should
Yeah.
do.
Some free
Uh-huh.
advice.
Yes, free advice. My opinion is always free. I don't ever charge for it.
Yeah, Jared's giving
It's
a lot
gonna
of
be good,
free
but
advice. Yeah.
I
How
would
can people-
network. If you don't have the money, then you got to provide some other value. If you want
Mhm.
to try to partner with somebody, if you don't have the money, you got to be the boots on the ground. You got to have the construction experience, something along that. If you're in any kind of construction, I would definitely suggest getting into real estate because you can do a lot of the work yourself, especially if you're handy.
And there's a lot of investors looking to invest with. I partner with a contractor.
Absolutely, because not that you don't know what you're doing, but your time
No.
is better elsewhere.
Yes.
So if you could fund it, and the contractor, I thought there's a couple contractors I've talked to already that are older. They're like, I'm too old to do that. I wish I would have did it 10 years ago. I said, you're never too old. I said, you're the contractor. I said, find an investor. Oh, they don't want to spend any money. I said, you got to find the right ones. That if you guys can partner, because if you got the money and no way to fix it, you need a contractor. So partner
I ain't
up,
hanging
put
around
the
with
deal,
people
get
that
into it.
I don't want to hang out with people that say, I can't find somebody. I don't want to bother. Those are the people I don't.
Yeah.
I'll say hi and goodbye, but you're not hanging out with me.
I tell them, I said, go come to the meetup, show up, talk, tell them what you do. I said, you'll be busy.
Real quick, I don't want to get off subject as we finish up here, but your videos. Let's talk about your videos. How do you make up these videos in your head? I wake up,
all the time.
I look on this reel. He's going into a toilet bowl. Look at this. Can you believe this? Look at this. I'm like, where's he come up with this?
Yeah, if you want to get a real good idea of what being a landlord is, go on Jared's page.
Yeah. Yeah. We do maintenance for about
Over 100 units.
probably over 200. We're probably over 200 doors
Oh,
we do
no.
maintenance on.
Yeah. Anyone that's not following him, please follow him. Check out his videos.
And people
Um,
always ask me why. Like, why is that like that? I could ask you why a long time ago. I just fixed the problem. Why is
But I
this
gotta
like this?
fix.
I have no idea.
No, but it's cool. You bring stuff to tenant. It's this.
I dug a lock like the door strike plate out of off a door. I dug one in the
Mhm.
toilet the other day. Tenant goes, "Why is that in there?" I go, "I have no idea."
I didn't put it in there. What are you
Well,
eating, Mister?
I hate to see that go down.
Was a
And you
bloody
never-
man.
Luckily, a lot of the stuff that is found is not in our units.
Yeah, it's usually man.
Well said.
You can't. There's no cure for stupidity, so you never know what's going to happen. A lot of it's
No.
life. Like younger people have a tendency to do dumber things, but only because they don't know.
Yeah. I
You
just
know,
wanted to
I
know. I like your videos. I appreciate your videos. I appreciate at the 6 a.m. picture you take. Looks like it's
try.
going to be a sunny day today.
Yeah, I like that picture too.
Have
yeah.
the day
Right.
you deserve.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
And you
Yeah.
guys are a great couple. I'm happy I met you. And that's all the questions I got, Jake.
Thank you both for being. I know you got a lot to do tonight, so
They got kids. They got kids.
I
They
can't
want to
believe
go
that-
out. They want to get ice cream.
I can't believe they haven't been screaming and crying yet.
Your wife kept going up and hitting one, I think.
She got them tied up upstairs.
She put the shock collar on them.
So
But it's been
another,
great.
another one of our main reasons I think of doing the rentals also I want to add is like providing quality homes for people. So we see a lot of stuff that is not always quality, and a lot of our stuff we're very particular. So we like buying and then updating and giving tenants the quality
That they deserve.
y'all are not slumlords.
You find nicer. It's easier to fill them. It's easier to pick tenants up when good tenants.
Do you do anything special to keep them longer than a year? You know,
So
do you,
our-
Yeah, fix them when they break. If something goes wrong, fix it.
Our rents are on the lower side. They could definitely be higher. You keep them at an affordable, and then we're in communication with them. And if anything is broken, anything needs fixed or anything, they reach out. We get it taken care of right away. And our tenants have stayed for years. Like we rarely have turnover, so if you have a little lower rent, we don't have that turnover, so we don't
Yeah.
have a month or months open.
Do you-
That
do you-
could take your cash flow.
do you raise it every year?
No,
When
Which
when you
didn't-
want them out?
which wasn't bad originally because we didn't have that many, but now that it's increasing the number of units we hold and the longer
Yeah.
they stay,
So
turnover will do market rent.
usually, but
But if they don't,
It's
if
been
don't
for
turn
a
over,
while,
we have some that are
so-
pretty low, not $400, but some are that. We could probably get an extra.
couple hundred out of each.
We
Yeah.
could probably get
So-
$1,500 a month if we raised them all to where they should be. But
Yeah.
then I got turnover.
So
Yeah.
we
And
are slowly raising, I think, here coming up, but it would be within reason. So
Yeah, so
it'll
many
still
tenants
be
that follow me.
under-
Look out.
it's coming.
But they would still be under market rent. Like we wouldn't raise it if we get 250
No,
more.
that's
Yeah.
how a couple works, Jake. You see how he says, "Hey, it's coming," and she's like, "No, but it will be reasonable."
Yeah.
Bad cop.
I think there's something to keeping your rents a little bit lower than everyone's trying to maximize rents every single year. And
Yeah.
like,
Yep.
if
It
you
don't
don't,
work.
But
We're not
it's
looking to get rich. Like it's the long-term play. It's depreciation.
Yeah.
And you got to keep your rents up because my insurances went up. I'm making less money now than I did because the insurance went up, the taxes go up, utilities go up that we pay. We just dumped 10 grand in a deck and a roof, and we're going to dump another 10 grand in the basement repair. So it's $20,000 shot in the ass. So the little bit of cash flow you do get off of them for the year, poof,
Yeah. It happens.
it
Yeah.
does. But
It still works out.
It-
Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing it.
It's definitely built a lot of equity, and those properties they got us into that 42 unit. So
yeah, if it wasn't for the little ones, we wouldn't have been in the big one. So
Yeah.
And you got a network.
Yeah, it's networking for sure.
100%.
I remember when I was at your meetup and I met Keyshawn there. You can't remember Keyshawn? So he
Yep.
comes in and I remember everyone stands up. He stands up and goes, "Yeah, so I have 4,200 doors." Perkins. I'm at
Yeah.
Perkins at Bloomsburg. I
Yeah.
go, "What? Holy smokes!"
He's
You
in
know,
Danville.
and he became a good friend of mine.
He's in Danville, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, I
So
don't-
his are a lot of partners, though, correct?
Oh, yes, he does syndication, but still, I'm
That's
just,
a-
yeah. I went to a meeting, your meeting, and he looked it on Facebook. He saw it. He went there and he
Yeah.
came in, and I was like, damn.
I wish everybody would post their meetups in our group, but I got to remind everybody, and it's a pain in the
I know
rear
you
end.
always say that to me too. Hey, you can't share. Put it here.
That's
but
because
don't
you
worry.
you make this whole classy video. I just want the date and time of where it's posted.
I know. I'm sorry.
It's all good. I like seeing you dance and jiggle around. It's fun. You fall out of the sky.
Oh boy, influencer. Me and you should be influencers.
We'll probably be bad influencers.
I would be horrible. People ask me all the time, "Hey, can you do a video for me? I'll pay you." You're not going to pay me enough.
Yeah.
I don't even know what I'm doing to begin with. Most of the
Yeah.
time, I do a video at a job site, and I'm driving down 81, which I shouldn't be like this. I'm like, Jacobs, I'm driving home. I'm on CapCut editing these videos.
Yeah, he's one of the guys where they're at a red light and they don't move for the first 10 seconds, and you're like,
Yeah.
Didn't hear me
Yeah,
behind you.
you're beeping, and I'm screaming, "Hey, I'm putting an effect on. Stop."
hey, I'm editing a reel.
Yeah. I got to put it on Facebook. Yeah, 3 friends. All right. I'm good. Jake,
All
you
right,
want to
Jared,
finish it up?
Jamie, how do they get a hold of you if somebody wants to get a hold of you?
Facebook.
That's it, man. You don't want to give a phone number or
I'm not giving my phone number out.
Do I give
Oh,
your
you guys?
address?
No. No.
all right, we'll find you on Facebook. We'll actually post it on
In
there.
the description.
Yep.
Yep.
And you could Facebook friend them.
Yeah, if
Follow
you want
them.
to talk to Jared more
Oh,
about,
friend me. Just follow me so I can start making some money on Facebook again.
yeah, and
And-
click his ads on the bottom of the reels. Yeah.
I don't have any
Click
ads
his
down
ads.
here. I didn't get
Oh.
that far yet.
Okay.
Oh, you will. And go to one of his meetup. Meet him in person.
Yes. I'm more pleasant in person.
Yes.
When is it?
Third Wednesday of the month at Perkins and Buckhorn. 6 o'clock.
Buckhorn, Pennsylvania, 6 o'clock, Perkins, third Wednesday of every month.
Most
I
of the
show
time,
up once in a while. Jake shows up once in a while.
I get in the PA Investor Property Owners Facebook group and check in there to the events because sometimes we hold them different places. Depends who's speaking.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. We'll put that on there too.
PA Investment Property Owners Facebook group.
Yep. Shout out to Kevin Wall.
Kevin.
He deserves it.
Kevin Jason. Jason Huff is the other admin.
Oh, those are 2 other guys we got to get on the show too.
Oh, yeah.
If I did one, Kevin should do one. Kevin doesn't like to do public speaking.
We should have
but
put him on this
he's
one with
pretty-
you. And he's a smart guy. He knows a lot.
He does.
Want him
Let's
on.
go.
Oh boy. Kevin,
I'm
I'm
sending
nothing to
that
do with
clip
that,
to him.
Kevin.
No, we love Kevin. I actually met him on a Facebook group, a different one. That's
No.
when we got to know each other because he's
Mhm.
about 40 minutes from us.
No,
Networking.
it's networking. It's been a pleasure. I'm glad I network and I met you guys, all of you, and
I'm
continue on
pretty
our journey.
Yes.
You know?
We'll do it again.
Yes, we will.
All right.
1 year
Thank
from
you
now.
so much, guys.
you.
Have a good night.
You too. Enjoy the kids.
Good night.
Have a good weekend.
Have a good night.